Hi everyone, it's me, Violet Chachki. Welcome back to my channel. I fell in love with Candy a long time ago. Someone who I think doesn't get nearly enough recognition as she deserves. Trans icon, Andy Warhol superstar, Candy Darling. One of my very good friends, Carmen, who's trans, hi Carmen, kind of introduced me to her. Candy is so iconic. She's like a 70s starlet. I think a lot of her sound bites are so iconic. I think the way she would carry herself and even the inflection in her tone and her voice was so iconic. I think people should definitely know who she is. There's a beautiful documentary called Beautiful Darling, which kind of goes into more depth. Candy even inspired a song by Lou Reed called Walk on the Wild Side. She's that iconic. I'm gonna be doing a tribute to her, blonde, bombshell, 70s glamour. I don't do blonde a lot, hardly ever anymore. So it's gonna be definitely interesting for me. I hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, so I have blocked my eyebrows. While those dry, I'm gonna start on my foundation. I'm gonna put a little bit of primer on. I'm gonna take my foundation and just apply it all over. She was pretty fair-skinned. I wanna definitely keep like a nice porcelain. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna color correct above my lip. And I'm just gonna put that on top of the foundation, because I forgot. And back to foundation. Just gonna blend all the foundation out, like so. And then I'm gonna take my contour. I think me and Candy have like a similar face shape. I mean, she's really gorgeous actually. But she was very like porcelain, so I want to make sure that we're getting that sort of doll quality. So I'm just going in and I'm highlighting, and I'm gonna go a little heavy-handed on the highlight because again, she was really porcelain, and I want to make sure I achieve that. I wish I was alive in the 70s and I feel like I would have been a Warhol superstar, right? I guess RuPaul was like the modern day Warhol? I don't know. I think that's why RuPaul went to New York. I think that's why a lot of the club kids went to New York, just like to be a Warhol superstar. It's crazy how like each decade kind of influences the next, and that was like a major one. I think like the 70s and Studio 54 heavily influenced club kid culture. I think that's why a lot of them were there in the first place. Okay, so now I'm gonna set everything with translucent powder, like I always do. I'm gonna go in now and highlight with super white. And I'm gonna contour using this lovely powder contour. So now I'm just covering my brows with my foundation. Just want to get a nice clean cover. It almost looks like Candy would have either really plucked her brows or shaven them off completely, because they were really thin and they kind of like were a really bad shape actually. But I guess in the 70s it was like you wanted them really arched and you wanted like the very beginning of the brow to kind of like dip in, so it was like you plucked out like a whole row. It's definitely going to be interesting to recreate what I consider, what by today's beauty standards is definitely like an ugly brow. Okay, so now that my brows are pretty much covered, I'm going to go in now with some highlight. Okay, so now that everything is blocked out, I think it's time to start on the actual fun parts. I'm going to put a wig cap on, and then I'm going to start on the brows. So Candy's brows are really thin and brown and blonde. So that's what I'm gonna go for. She's almost like, I would say the 70s. She definitely gives very Marilyn vibes. And I'm trying really hard to not give Marilyn vibes. trying to keep it 70s. But it's hard because she definitely was inspired by Marilyn in her look. So I'm just taking a really light pencil, like a really light taupe pencil. I usually use this to line my lips. It's the Make It Forever Artist colored pencil. And I'm just gonna start to pencil on some brows. Whew. I'm feeling some kind of way about these brows. I'm gonna face tape right now just to get a better idea of the eye shape. Okay, so I think I've got like a general shape that I'm happy with. I'm gonna go in now with some blonde, it's from the brow palette, Anastasia brow palette, and just darken them up a bit. I'm gonna go in and just clean up the line into the brow. Oh my fucking god. There's like a fucking pencil that was sticking out and it got me. That was so annoying. Okay, so I've done my brows, I've done my foundation. I think the brow shape is pretty close to what Candy had. And I'm gonna go in and start on some eyeshadow and the rest of my eyes. But it was always really a subtle, simple eye. I'm gonna start off, I'm gonna put some cream white foundation on my lids. Basically just painted everything under my eyebrow white and added like a nice white shimmery shadow on top of the cream. So, she's got white lids. I'm gonna go in now and I'm gonna start to add some color. I'm gonna do like purples, but it's like really light purple to start. But she kind of had her crease like going downward. It's like that really like sunken, gorgeous sunken eye. Using a Stila eyeshadow and like a really light lilac. I'm gonna blend the rest of my base all together. I'll come back to my eyes right after. I'm gonna do a little setting spray on my face, focusing on my eyes, so I can get a little bit more pigment. Just gonna go in. I've got some of this Pat McGrath Astral White pigment. It's got like a blue flecks in it. It's really pretty. Just gonna pop that on the lid. It's all about a purple smoky eye. Okay, I think the crease and lid situation is at a good point. It's got that sort of like high-low, low-high situation. I'm gonna add some more white powder on my face and make it really, again, trying to get that porcelain even lighter than my normal skin tone. I'm gonna add a bunch of highlight. Gonna add some blush. I feel like she'd be a nice pinky girl. I'm gonna go in and do some eyeliner. I'm just gonna keep it really, really small, like the smallest eyeliner I can possibly do. I'm not really gonna wing it up. I'm gonna wing it sort of just like out. I'm gonna have like bedroom eyes, like droopy, little droopy bedroom eye. I have to let that dry like this because I have hooded eyes, so if I blink it's going to transfer, which usually I want, but not today. Okay, so I've done my little cat eye, and I do mean little. I'm feeling very fishy, feminine.
You're lying so heavenly, gentlemen sweating. Down across the boards, no doubt. Body like, wow, pussy about to end this drought.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go and move on to the under eye. I'm just gonna kind of smudge some black stuff under there and see what happens. I'm using Smashbox Always Sharp Waterproof Kohl Liner. So I'm just gonna bake a little bit here. I'm feeling my 70s Candy Darling fantasy. I'm just gonna, I've got some bake on the side of my face, the side of my nose. I'm feeling it. I like this little small eye I'm doing. All right, we're getting close to the end here. I'm gonna dust off this bake, and then I think it's time for lashes and lips, and then the wiggatry. Okay, I'm gonna do lashes first. Go ahead with some good old trusty slice PC lash. Okay, the lashes are on, so I'm gonna be applying a lot of mascara. We want like a really PC tarantula looking eye. Okay, now it's time to move on to the lips. Should always do like a really candy apple red, glossy lip. She didn't really overdraw her lips that much, so I'm not gonna overdraw them that much either. Her lip shape was a bit different than what I usually do. Closer to what I would look like if I transitioned. Real. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with a nice candy red lip. I'm gonna be using Stila. It feels right, it feels correct. I'm trying to see it. I feel like I've seen images of her with a beauty mark before, but it's not always there is the thing. She drew it on sometimes and then sometimes didn't have it, which is very me. It was on her left, so it was like here. Just taking my KKW in classic red, going over it. It's a cream. I'm gonna take some Lucas Papal ointment and just put it on top to make it super glossy. I think it's time for the wig. I'll see you guys in a minute. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be celebrating queer people all year long, and especially this month. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, all of the above. Stay tuned because there's more glamour headed your way very soon. Mwah.